Alright, welcome back to Outright Gaming. Today we're going to be playing some Hearts of Iron 4. It's a game by Paradox Interactive, one of my favorite, honestly, games, company makers. If you haven't noticed, my channel's full of Europa results. And if there's anything you want to tell me, especially about how the games, Crusader Kings 2, Victoria, definitely check them out. Totally worth it. Alright, so we're going to start off in 1936. Mostly because I like the aspect of, building up the country. Whereas, if you want to just straight go into World War II, then there's the beginning of the Blitzkrieg right as 1939 starts. So we're going to start off with 1936. These are all the major powers. They have their own, special focus tree. We're not going to do that. We're going to go and make Argentina great again. As you can tell, Argentina is, could be worse. We could play as a country, in Central America. We could play as Colombia or Venezuela. Venezuela would be interesting. They're already fascist. Colombia can't really do it. They're democratic. It'd be a pain. Peru is a maybe, but Peru, I think, would be a better ally than anything else. If we take Venezuela, which is really my goal here, we could do Brazil, but they're democratic. I'd have to have the guy that does the communism stuff just in the background, low-key doing his thing. But for the matter of this Let's Play for the channel, we're going to be playing as Argentina. I don't know how we're going to do it. I think we're going to do fascist. We may do communist and join the Soviet Union. But here's the problem. If the Soviet Union collapses, which Germany usually manages, we're in trouble. Right? So... and I feel like, alright, I'm gonna get the game started, and I'll show you guys what I mean by debating about which one might be the better one. There is a debate for it, of course, but as far as I think at least, I think it's worth it to look at the fascist and communist side of things. I will be pushing one of those first, sorry, I'll be pushing one of those first and furthermost, simply because the bonus they get is just crazy. It's just, there is no reason not to. If we stay as non-aligned, we can't really do anything for most of the game. Alright, so without unpausing the game, Venezuela is already fascist, right? So they could possibly be a good ally as well as Peru. The thing is, we have these little guys, Uruguay and Paraguay, right next to us. They're just non-aligned, or sorry, they're communist, and you are democratic. So perfect targets. By the time we'd start looking at attacking Brazil, which would be, I'm guessing, I'm putting it at 2 to 3 years from today, right? So 1938 is my goal to start attacking Brazil, with of course the help of someone. I don't know who. I don't know. Okay, let's bring up the focus, national focus. Here is why I want to go fascist, right? Well, we would go political effort, and then we would go collectivist ethos because we're a non-aligned country at the beginning of the game. And then we had the option to either become pushed towards communist and get a lot of political power. Yes, but political power down the line is useless. Well, not useless, but it doesn't have as good a use as at the beginning. Whereas if we go, for example, fascist, we'll get, whichever one we pick, we'll start getting the bonus towards that. But what we'll get as a fascist country, we get a whole lot of population that can be used in the military. We get 5% here, then we get another 2% here, and to make it better, their training time is decreased by 10%. This 10% will negate one of the further recruiting conscription laws, which would be extensive conscription, which is a plus 10 training. So that would cancel that, and we would have a huge man pool. We don't have a big one right now. That's the problem as a South American country. We don't have the best. So our option here is to push communist, which would give us a good amount of political power and some division recovery rate as well as national unity. But fascism is amazing. There is, screw it, we're going to do it. We're going to start this. We get some political power to begin with. We only have 2 research slots with an extra 3 that can be researched, if I'm not wrong. So it's 2 here, and then the third one from technology sharing, which we can do when we're at war and we have a faction. We also want to switch away from civilian economy. This is a huge negative. Construction speed to everything minus or an extra 30% construction speed, or no, an extra a negative 30% construction speed. That's huge. That's gonna kill us if we don't get rid of it quickly. And as it stands, we also have a lot of our factories going towards production of consumer goods, about a third of them goods. We have about 1/3 of our consumer or civilian factories going towards producing civilian goods, which is just crazy and unnecessary. On the bright side, as Argentina, we do start with a very nice navy. Alright, let me get the army together first. We're gonna put you all under general. We're gonna use you. Alright, so our navy is not the best. It's not the worst either. We do start with a couple battleships, 2 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, a few light cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and a bunch of destroyers. And then we start with 3 submarines. I will be pushing the living heck out of submarines and destroyers down the game, but at the beginning I kind of ignore the navy. I don't see much of a use for it. I've played as the German Reich. You kind of have to play that at some point just to understand how the game goes. I've played as Canada. It was the boringest game of my life. Played as France. Defending against the German Reich was interesting. That's pretty much all I've done actually. So it's gonna be my 3rd gameplay. And I have started the game off as Argentina just to sort of know what's going on, the numbers and everything. That's why I kind of already knew the general, and as well as the fleet. But I don't know what happens further down the line. I know that America gets their doctrine thing, the Monroe Doctrine, which is pretty much they can intervene in any of our wars, which means that if we declare a war, they can join in, unless we go attack someone like Portugal or something. But I don't know, I think they might still join that because I'm in the Americas. I'm not sure though. I think they only join if both targets, or if the targeted countries in Americas. Another huge thing that we have to look out for is our production. Currently we need aluminum. That's extremely needed for our ships, or our airplanes. I'm gonna push towards closer support. I like pushing towards a powerful air force more than a navy, simply because an air force can do a lot, as far as especially in land battles, as well as strategic bombing the living heck out of things. Your navy can help you with naval shore bombardment, but it's not that good in my opinion. Yeah. How many? We have 1 more military factory. I'm gonna push it towards basic infantry equipment. I also want to start, actually, yeah, let's make some artillery. Alright, let's make artillery. I'm going to cancel the planes. I might actually just close our support. As far as our navy goes, I'm going to start making subs, maybe? I don't think we really need to. I'm going to stay away from it just to save on our resources. Free civilian factories, research slots. Okay, so our research, I like to push just quickly towards our engineering to get the research bonus, as well as our industry. Production efficiency plus 5% is huge, especially once you go down that tree. You get a huge amount of bonuses. I'm gonna just start making civilian factories. I'm gonna make a few civilian factories, so we have a total of 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 23 that we can make, so we can have a total of 23. Currently we only have about half of them, so I'm gonna make a few more. Yeah, here and here is fine. Then we'll make one here. Then I'm gonna work on our infrastructure. Actually, I'll just make a few more. Yeah, there we go. Just military factories. So 2 military factories, and then just a few civilian factories, as well as, you know, 1 more, just to kind of 2 more. Alright, so we only have 7 right now. Could be worse. Our resources are not the best. We're trading some tungsten, but, you know, no one really wants it, I guess. Tungsten isn't really that big until you start getting down the line with artillery, so until we get to that point in the game. We produce enough steel to kind of support ourselves, which is good. We don't have chromium. We need to import all of our rubber, all of our aluminum. What do I call it? Aluminium. We do have some oil. We get to, you know, survive off of it for a little bit. So it's very good that we don't have to, you know, rely on others at the very beginning. What do we need? We need rubber. Rubber. The other thing I could do is join the Allies. The problem here is that if I join the Allies, America is going to join Axis, because that's just how the game would go if I declare war. And I don't think really United Kingdom's going to want me as a fascist, so I think the only option we do have is just joining the German Reich. You know, deal with America as we go. Take the Panama Canal. This is something I really want to do. If we take the Panama Canal, they won't be able to reinforce their Pacific fleet without producing it on the Pacific. So we would block this off, just pour all of our navy and fleet into taking Brazil, holding this down. That's the idea. But it can change quickly in this game. I want to be friendly with Brazil for now. Do I really? They produce some rubber, so we can take the part of Brazil at least that has rubber. That'd be a huge bonus. I think we start saving our political power. We really need it. We need to change a lot of things, and it's necessary. So all of our fleet, our navy, and let's put them all. Where are they based out of? They're in our capital. We're only gonna put them to support. Yeah, that's fine. And then where is our? Yeah, they're going up there. Our navy doesn't really get to do much. That's why I don't really worry much about it from the very beginning. Just gonna protect, I guess. Search and patrol is good. Patrol here and here, just so we can get an idea of what's going on, as well as the Brazil coast. Shoot, I clicked out of the game. Un segundo, guys. All right, so go ahead and take care of South Central Atlantic. They only get to cover part of it, which is, you know, not the best, but that and nothing, I'll take it. Insufficient resources, what do we need? We need to import, we're already importing it. So I'm going to speed up time. We really just get to sit on our butts and not do much, so I'm going to run through this pretty quickly at the beginning. I'm going to set a front line right with them. Our invasion plan is to, actually, let's not do that. I don't want to get them, let's put everyone over here. Just garrison here. And garrison here. Yeah. Go defend our home base of our capital, Buenos Aires. Alright. He'll do a fine job of just putting them where we need them. We need aluminum. France. Does the German Reich have some? Yes. Let's import that from them so we can give them a civilian factory. Better to give a civilian factory to your allies than the enemy, even if we're not really allied or not yet. We're not really gonna use him. Agustin Pedro Justo, you know, a little mustache. We can't have you. You are non-aligned. We can't have that. We need a fascist ruler. So fascism does have a little bit of support, but not enough. So it is what it is. Bolivia's moving their troops into our border. They can't do anything, by the way. Most of these countries are either non-aligned or the few that are democratic and or fascist. So not really worried about anyone attacking us. Brazil is literally non-aligned, so before anyone can attack us really here, they need to get like 50% world tension. So I think we'll be fine. Just running through this at the beginning, trying to use as many of our civilian factories as we can. I'm also going to enable that training, or exercising, sorry, so they can get some exercise going and get us some army experience. Army experience is going to be used later on to edit our combat units, which will be huge. We need 10 to add support artillery, and they can add a good amount of soft attack and hard attack without using that much artillery. They only use 24 artillery per regiment, which is actually not that bad. What else? Reinforcements are priority at all times. We probably could start training some divisions, so just infinite in Pampas. Sure. Just keep training a single unit at a time. Logistics. We need a lot of equipment. Lovely. Our production efficiency right now is horrible with pretty much everything. So it's just surviving with that for a bit. What do we have? Not really much to say. I think we'll push for the guy with a fascist support, where is he? Fascist demagogue. That will happen though after we push for the civilian economy. I want this economy more than anything. Just, I hate it. Hate civilian economy. We'll push for a war economy first, I think, just because it means, you know, I'll skip partial mobilization. Once we get our, I think we'll get the fascist guy first, so we can get to fascism a little quicker. That means we can start attacking everyone. And once we get the fascist guy, we'll get rid of our civilian economy. Our volunteer only will pretty much keep for a long while, mostly because really we're going to be fascists. We're going to have plenty of power coming from that, so, or manpower, sorry. All of these research and production guys are really good, but we don't really need them right now. One of these I might look into, don't know though, so. We're making 1.77 fighters, closer support a month. We're making 9 weapons a month, or a day. And we're making 2.66 artillery a week, and this is going to change 2.69 because of the production efficiency. So, yeah, beginning of the game, this is why I like 1936. I get to control my own economy. I get to push what I want and what I think I need. So it's not just, oh, well, here you go. War starting. Good luck. You know, don't die. So. And the bonus of, you know, training the units is that they gain daily experience, which means that we're going to get a higher level. Once you get to a higher level, they go from the earliest, I think, is Green Army, which is literally they get a negative 25 bonus to damage. Trained, they get a 0, and then the next level, I think they get 25%, and it stacks by 25, so it'll be 50 the next, and so on. We're going to push for collectivist ethos, which means that America's democracy will not touch us. Whereas America's democracy won't be able to really reach us, so that's a huge thing. We don't have any occupied territories. The thing is that if we attack Brazil from the very get-go, I'm thinking about this now. If we attack Brazil from the very beginning, we're gonna have a huge pool of everything, without having to, you know, quote-unquote, manage them. Okay, before we do anything, what do we have? It would mean rubber. Rubber is going to be huge. If we join the German Reich, we're going to be against the United Kingdom, and the United Kingdom, as is, controls most of the rubber in the game. The Netherlands, so they're going to join the Allies. We won't have any rubber for that matter. Oil, I'm not worried about. Venezuela has our back, as well as the German Reich. They'll be producing their own from the synthetic factory, so we'll just be able to import that from them. I don't know. It does mean steel. The problem here, and aluminum. And then we could have access to these, which, you know, we can take the minute we go to war. Ah, that's tempting. And then we could immediately push into Venezuela. Once we have Venezuela, we would have a bunch of oil to export, as well as use for ourselves. That means that we would start getting a lot of civilian factories, which would be huge. I think we'll go against Brazil. My idea was Uruguay and Paraguay, and then Brazil. Maybe we'll do Uruguay and then Brazil, just so we can have a little more. I think that's what we're gonna do, just so we can have enough training and everything. Modify the government. Beautiful. We're gonna get no, we want the fascist guy. Fascist. There we go. The Argentinian people have been subjected to too long to the incompetent rule of concordancia. They claim to represent. That does not look like an exclamation point. It looks like an L. They claim to represent the people, but fail to even keep our streets in order. Only by removing them from power can we make this nation grow. The fascist speaker in Argentina have made no secret of what they think of our current rulership and political system. Speeches like these have tapped into public dissent that is particularly pronounced in more conservative sections of the military. The higher-ups harbor unspoken sympathies, internal support. The younger generations will take up the torch. Popular support. What's the difference? Internal, popular. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch tiger by the toe. There we go. Internal it is. As non-aligned, we can't really do much. We can't have puppet states. We can't have we can make other countries adopt our ideology. So, and we can't really fabricate claims or just for war goals. We would need a 50% world tension, which it'll eventually get there. But by the time that happens, it's gonna be a little late. No template. That's fine. I'm going to stack them before I use them in our military, mostly because it would take attrition, and I don't want them to take attrition in their with our artillery. No point. So that's why I'm not really adding them to the, or well, I can't really, so I need them to train before that, so I need them to exercise. We're getting 0.062 a day, so not too bad. Let's unpause. The Spanish Civil War. I wish I could send troops over there, like send volunteers. Hey everyone, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button to get the updates on further videos of Argentina Rise. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button. It means a lot to me. It lets me know you guys are actually interested in this series. And if there's anything you want to tell me, especially about how bad I am at this game, by all means, go hit that comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one.